Ayo, what's good, reader fam? Today I'm going to be placing some fictional characters into some high school stereotypes. From things like jocks to smarty pants to theater kid, and so on and so forth. Kind of like sorting characters into Hogwarts houses, except not at all. This video is being sponsored by Epic Reads and is inspired by the recent release of The Field Guide to the North American Teenager by Ben Philippe. In this book, we follow our main character Norris Kaplan, who is a black French-Canadian moving to Austin, Texas. When he's thrown into a new high school, not literally, but figuratively thrown into a high school, he's obviously pushed into this new environment. He's not in Canada anymore, that's for sure. With a new school comes new people, and he just can't help but start to categorize everyone he comes in contact with. He labels people as jocks, cheerleaders, manic pixie dream girl. While that all just started as something to do to get him by during the school day, the people he has labeled become more than just a title he has in his mind. He begins to form real relationships with these people despite not being interested in making friends. But things go wrong the night of prom, and he has to pick up all the pieces and figure out a way to put them back together again. So inspired by this book and by this main character, I'm gonna be sorting some fictional characters into some high school stereotypes. I know that stereotypes aren't the greatest, but that's kind of the lesson that our main character learns in this book. He places all these new people that he comes in contact with into these boxes, and then over time he realizes that there's so much more to them. Let's do this! First up, we have the superficial person. Whoa, just popping in here to correct myself because I meant to say materialistic person. Okay, bye now. Oopsie poopsie. A superficial person is usually someone who is really interested in their appearance. They enjoy visual things and they enjoy nice clothes. You'll be all like, I just got broken up with. And they'll be like, what kind of shoes were you wearing when they did it? I'm gonna stereotype one of my all-time favorite characters for this category, and that is Horace from Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Horace is a man of luxury. He loves fashion. He loves looking good. He's always super nicely dressed. Even when he swims with the Peculiars, he still wears his tux. He does remove his shoes and his bow tie, but he prefers swimming in style. Next, we have the bully, the person that everyone avoids, the person with whom you don't want to be on their bad side. Hi, yes, I'd like a hard pass, please. You don't want to be on their good side either, because that probably means that you're a part of their bully squad. Thank you for coming to my service today. I hope that some of you felt attacked by the Lord above today. Praise Jesus, hallelujah, A to the men. The person who somehow bullies and gets away with it. There was a very clear picture of a character that came to my mind when thinking about this category, and that is Umbridge from the Harry Potter series. If we're not on the same page for this one, then you need to flip the page real hard and get on my page. Because if you don't agree that she's a bully, then did we even read about the same character? I think not. She's cruel in a heartless kind of way, like she enjoys punishing people. She's thirsty for power. And when she gets power, she takes advantage of her position. All in all, it's just not a good look. She's a character that if you were ever in her presence and you knew nothing about her, you would still feel the presence of a bully. Shoot, she's probably got the odor of a bully.
Yeah. I just sniffed a bully.
Next, we have the class clown, the person who is always cracking jokes, even in the most inappropriate of times. My hamster just died. I know what we're having for lunch. The person where a teacher has done everything in their power to tame this student, but quickly gave up because they found no hope in trying to change them. For this one, I'm going with Mbot from Skyward. Now, Mbot is an AI installed into a spaceship, so they'd never get the chance to attend high school, but I feel like if they were, they would be the class clown. Mbot is the kind of character where you just never know what they're gonna say. They say things how they see it in the most humorous way. You have very nice shoes. We've been working on his compliments, I said. They aren't nearly as stupid as the rest of your outfit. He still needs practice. I can't even count the amount of times that I went, how could you say that? But also that's hilarious, while reading Skyward. Mbot would be the ultimate class clown if they were ever given the chance to attend high school. Next, we have the jock. That tough kind of person that can sometimes come off as a little bit arrogant, or a whole lot of arrogant depending on how you look at the picture. For this one, I'm going with one of my all-time favorite characters, and that is Mr. Cale Westfall from the Throne of Glass series. Cale definitely does have the qualities of a jock, but I also feel like he's very misunderstood. He does have a bit of a temper and he can be cold sometimes, but he can't help how he was written. He has no say in that. Yeah, because he's a fictional character, you doofus. What do you expect? Imagine if characters were able to control the way their stories were written. I mean, I know that they technically can because they're up here going, yo, this is how my story goes. But just imagine with me, okay, an author sits down, starts writing their story, and the character's like, stop! In the name of love. myself before I give your computer a virus and destroy your book. That kind of sounds like it could be a book concept. An author and the main character fighting about how the character's story should be told. The character wants it one way, the author wants it the other way. Sounds dramatic. I like it. Somebody write it. He can't control the direction his creator took him in, and that's all I gotta say about that. You can fight me about this, but I won't fight back. Because I'm stubborn as heck and I'm not gonna change my mind. Next up, we've got the smarty pants. These were the kind of people that I envied so much in high school. The people that didn't have to study for a test and they'd ace it with ease. I would study hard and still end up with a C. I was just not created to succeed in academics, and I've come to accept that. For this one, I'm going with another Skyward character, and that is Rig. Rig is the kind of character that excels at anything he wants to do. He takes a test and passes it with flying colors. He'll kill it at one thing and then be all, I want to try this instead, and then he'll kill it at that too. Must be nice. Real nice. Can't relate in the slightest. Next up, we have the nerd, aka me. The term nerd is a lot less of an insult these days, as it should be, and I feel like that's because the term has been redefined. People have realized that the things that nerds like are actually really cool. It kills me every time I get a comment from somebody that just says the word nerd, which running a book channel, these comments are quite frequent. I get them a lot, but I look at those comments and I'm just like, and what about it? That's all you could come up with? And you really think that I have it in me to be insulted by that? Try again and try harder. For this one, I chose Simon Lewis from the Mortal Instruments series. I often compare myself to Simon because we're alike in more ways than one. We love music, we love manga, we're both more awkward than we'd like to be, and he's with my dream girl, so he's got one thing going that I don't got. You really just need to let Isabel Lightwood go, my brother. She's not real, she doesn't exist, she lives in a book, and you're gonna close that book and just let it go. Next up, we have the loner. I feel like there were points in high school where this was me. My mom used to work at the school that I attended, so during lunchtime, I would just go to her office and eat lunch with her, because most of the time I just wanted to eat alone, so while she was working, I would just sit there alone and eat, minding my own business. I didn't have very many close friends, so instead of going to the cafeteria and trying to figure out where to sit, I'd just go to her office and have a good old time. Even when I was a senior, we used to have senior lunch days where we could eat off campus. Most of the seniors would often go to restaurants together. Most of the time, I would go and have lunch by myself. This is making me sound pathetic. The character that I chose for this is Mateo from They Both Die at the End. I feel like Mateo is a homebody. He would prefer to stay at home and not go out and be social. We see in this book how he struggles wanting to go out and do things even though death is like looming over him, which is not a spoiler. The book is about this boy finding out his death date. Even when he finds out his death date, he's like, should I just stay at home and play video games? Next up, we have the theater kid. This is the person that would almost always rather be performing than doing anything else. Their dream is to one day take a trip to NYC and see all the Broadway plays. I had a really hard time figuring out a character for this one, but I think I'm gonna go with Jessamine from the Infernal Devices trilogy. For some reason, I just feel like Jessamine would really excel at being a theater kid. Like, I feel like she would really enjoy performing. She's a bit on the dramatic side, and I'm not saying that you have to have that to be a theater kid, but I do think it would be helpful in performing. She has a lot of lively reactions, and I feel like that would translate well on the stage. Next, we have the hipster, the kind of person that doesn't want to be like anybody else. They thrive on being different. I feel like hipsters also get a really bad rep. Often calling someone a hipster is used in a really negative way, but I think it should be a compliment. You're really out here in the world where everyone is trying to be like everybody else, doing something different, and that should be celebrated. For this one, I'm picking Blue from the Raven Cycle series. Blue is the epitome of a hipster. She doesn't try to fit in, she doesn't apologize for who she is. She embraces her differences and leaves people who question it behind her. A freaking legend if you ask me. Next up, we have the Queen Bee. The person everyone seems to be intimidated by. They'll walk down the hallway and there will be audible gasps. I feel like my high school didn't have a Queen Bee, and for that I am thankful. For this one, I'm gonna go with Selena from the Throne of Glass series. Selena just is the Queen Bee. She has a solid following of people backing her up. She can be really intimidating at times, and she's one of those people that you just don't really want to mess with. And if you do, she'll sting you because she's the Queen Bee. That's it for this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. If the Field Guide to the North American Teenager sounds interesting to you, be sure to pick it up. It came out on January 9th. Thanks again to Epic Reads for sponsoring this video. You guys should let me know down below in the comments a character that would fit into the floater stereotype. If you don't know what a floater is, it's basically this kind of person that just kind of floats around high school, is able to maintain good relationships with everybody, but doesn't ever really let people fully in. They only have kind of that surface level relationship. Let me know of a character that you think would fit that stereotype down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to go and hit that like button, or if you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit the bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thanks for watching, guys. I hope your day is bright and that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading whatever your heart desires, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye! Whoa!